Spiffy Guy. I'm back here with another gear video. As you can see behind me, we have the Tarptent Double Rainbow. In one of my last adventures, I made comments about getting rid of this tent and getting something different. And so I had a lot of questions from folks on the things that I didn't like about it. And so I figured I'd do a video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the camera around and I'll show you some of the various features that I wasn't too happy with. Now, I'd like to just state that this tent is a very, very good tent. The size to ratio is excellent for a two-person tent, a true two-person tent. If you're traveling with one person, it's a palace. You got plenty of room to keep all your gear on the inside. You don't have to put stuff out in the vestibules if you don't want to. It's fantastic. That said, though, there is some issues that have come to annoy me, and I've just determined that this isn't the tent for me. Does that mean that you shouldn't buy it or check it out? No, it's definitely worth checking out. In this, like I said, in this size to weight ratio, it's high on the list. It really is. I haven't really had much issues with construction. I haven't had any leaks once I sealed it. So, I mean, I recommend this tent, but it's just not the tent for me. And I'm going to show you why. So let's bring the camera around. Okay, first and foremost, this is not a freestanding tent. Okay, and that has become a continual bone of contention with me. This is one of the main reasons why I'm getting rid of this. This is not freestanding. So what I mean by that is it only has the one pole and you have to stake it out. Okay, so that makes setup a little bit more difficult, which brings me into another thing. I hate the pole sleeve. The pole sleeve goes around there. I really would like to have a clip system. It would be super cool if they had that. It lends a little bit easier to set up, and you know, it's less of an irritation. The pole thing, if the pole is wet or there's some condensation from the night before inside the sleeve, it just makes it a little difficult to get it through. It adds to setup time, and it just, I don't know, it's an irritation. It's something that has bothered me. So I want to move to a freestanding tent that will have the frame, you know, all set out. Which, another reason a freestanding tent would be useful is I don't particularly like these little clips. Now let me bring you down here. So what they do is you use this mitten clip, and this mitten clip claps on there. And if I can bring you down, that's what kind of holds out that bathtub floor. I don't like having to do that every single time. It's little things, you know. Once again, a bunch of little things add up, and you know, it changes your view on an object. And so these are a few of the little things. I don't like this little gauze grain thing that they've got going on here. It's a little hard to move, you know, and it's nice that it has this mesh, but being a single wall tent, it only has the mesh down there. It's got the two little vents right up here, and so single wall tents are prone to condensation issues, and I've had my fair share of condensation issues in here. Never had anything dangerous. I've never woken up in a complete torrent of condensation rain on me, but it is an issue. So there's another reason. These vents right here, I don't understand this mitten clip. I don't know what it's there for, aside from to kind of tighten it up a little bit, you know, and pull it tight. The little mesh in there, you know, this is basically just an opening to the mesh screen, and I just find that these kind of deform, and I don't think it is as efficient as it could be. This crossbar, I don't like this at all. What the crossbar does, first off, is I had some issues, and you can see that I've repaired this. This actually tore on my first trip, which was really a bummer. The crossbar is, you know, designed to hold that frame of the tent up there. That crossbar apparently can come out if you undo some Velcro on this side, but it's kind of a pain to do. So consequently, your minimum pack size is the width of that crossbar. You cannot pack any smaller than that. So if you wanted to take the tent, if it was super wet, and stick it in the back of your pack in like a mesh pocket to kind of dry out a little bit, and then pull it out of your tent when you stop to you know, to have lunch or a snack, you could kind of hang it up and let it dry a little bit more. You really can't do that because you know, of that crossbar. You've got to roll it up. You can't just ball it up in the back, stick it there and pull it out an hour later. You've got to roll it up and put it up in the bag and stuff like that. And it was just another thing, you know, that I didn't particularly like about it. Let's see, what else do we have? The door entry here, I found a little, you know, a little bit of a pain. It's hard to do with one hand. It's not the best, tightest pitch I've ever done, but you know, this part right here is designed that you can Velcro across and put this whole door into porch mode. So you can put a like a trekking pole out, and then it will come out as a porch mode, and then this will go across that opening, so you can have a little bit wider porch. I never did that, and that constantly gets in the way. Gets in the way of the zipper. It, as you can see, it unelastics and falls in. So, you know, just another little thing that kind of bothered me. On the interior, the floor is super slippery, and that's a problem with many tents, especially sill nylon tents. And you know, while that didn't bother me as much, I still moved quite a bit. I tried to put silicone down, and it didn't fix the issue. So consequently, if there's a little pitch in my campground, I will slide in the middle of the night from one side to the other. A lot of times I'll put my pack or my shoes or, you know, clothes and things like that on one side to kind of keep me from sliding towards that end. So, I mean, really, the bulk of the issues that I have are the pole sleeve and the fact that it's just not freestanding. The tent pegs that they send with you are Easton aluminums. I use them. I bent one immediately. I've switched over to the MSR groundhogs, and they work well. That's not really an issue with the tent. It's just that's the way pegs come. But you have plenty of guy out points. You've got extra guy out points right here for high wind, and it's a good tent. It really is. It's just not a good tent for me. I want something a little bit more you know, simplistic and easier to kind of set up, and you know, just a standard double wall tent. I don't want to deal too much with the condensation if I can get away with it. So I've got my eye on a tent, and we'll do a video on that later. But these are just some of the thoughts that I've had with the tarp tent, you know. And I don't know, you know, it's a great tent. It's really good, you know. I'm rambling. I really am. I would definitely check out the tent if you're in the market for a light tent like this. Just be aware of some of the issues with single wall tents. A lot of these are nitpicky. It wouldn't bother somebody else, but it just bothers me. So that's sort of the final thoughts, if you will, on the Double Rainbow from Tarptent. They got a lot of different tents there. Definitely check them out. They're well constructed. I'll say that. I've never had a leak on this. I've never had water come through the floor. There's no rip in the no-see-em. There's no rip in the exterior. Quality-wise, it's good. I've only had that one exception with the gauze gain up on the crossbar. So anyway, that's about it. So just remember that life's an adventure. Go out and have one with a tarp tent or not. It's up to you.